they have sided with the katina of tribunals and the high courts also. Okay. So they have said that the word or has been removed and the word has been replaced with and. So whenever send-back credit has been taken and utilized wrongly, then only you are liable to pay interest. When you have taken credit and reversed it without utilizing, now you don't stand the danger of having to shell out 18% interest for a mere book entry in your accounts. So that is one welcome measure. And another welcome measure, I don't know why they have brought this. See, when you have in your send-back credit balance an amount representing special additional duty of customs, and you have another registered unit, that is another factor of your same company, you can transfer this SAD credit to the other unit by a mere transfer invoice. This facility was earlier available only to LTUs. So LTUs have got a big sweetener. They can write a check on their send-back credit balance. They can transfer send-back credit from place to place. But this facility has now been offered in a limited fashion to manufacturers, where they have this SAD part of the send-back credit balance. It can be shifted from factory to factory of the same company by a transfer charge. But I wonder when they can permit this additional customs duty credit, why not the normal credit? That will make the tax credit more efficient. The need of the hour is to have a zero balance in people's accounts. Use it. When the credit sits in your account, it is not earning any interest for you. It is a dead asset. It's not a productive asset. It becomes productive the moment it is adjusted against tax payment. Government can contribute to tax credit efficiency by allowing transfer of credit. You have given credit. Instead of being used in Chennai, let it be used in Pune. What is wrong with that? I think it's a high time that they should consider and help the industry. But there you are removing capital goods and other machinery after some use. The current law said you need not reverse the entire credit unless the capital stock was cleared as scrap. When you have cleared your machinery, plant, etc. after some months of use or some weeks of use, you have to pay duty equal to your send-back credit minus depreciation. A straight line method for non-computer items and for computer items accelerated depreciation. But in most cases, these machineries fetch a higher value on resale. Now the government is targeting. Now the government is saying that when you clear capital goods like this, the duty you are going to pay can be your earlier method, but it should be compared with the transaction value, and whichever is the higher should be the basis of duty. Now I will come to customs. I will finish fast, So unfortunately, no reduction in the peak customs rate from 10% applicable to non-agricultural goods. It is a big disappointment. There was an expectation that on most items of use in engineering industry, the peak rate will come down to 5%. But the hope has been belied. Maybe because that would have generated more outflow of foreign exchange, perhaps. And one welcome measure is that while calculating customs duty, the double counting of education has been done away with. So that should save a marginal amount of money. And on our personal front, there is a marginal increase in personal baggage allowance. Because a lot of actresses are going abroad and coming back. Every time an actress lands in India, there is always a fight with the customs official. Even one single saree in Singapore, I am told, may cost 30,000 rupees. It may exhaust your baggage allowance. Now the baggage allowance has gone up from 25,000 rupees to 35,000 rupees. And see, they can do away with the limit. Because the customs law says, see, you can bring in any number you want, provided it is not in commercial quantity. See, when you come with 100 sarees, that will be treated as commercial. When you come with only the 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, it is not commercial. Let them bring any such. Allow it. This is a throwback to the era of Hera, when government suspected every passenger that they will do business. And they have targeted gold. The duty on gold bars, on non-standard gold bars, has been doubled, and duty on gold consignment has also been doubled. That is why the industry has announced a 3-day strike. So I think they will get what they want. The film industry organized a strike and they got some concessions. So the entertainment industry is very powerful, and the jewelers are also very powerful. Yeah. Lawyers are powerful. No, we have no exemption, sir. As far as lawyers are concerned, only the opinion practice of individual advocates done to business entities was outside the tax net. Even that will be gone when the negative list is introduced. So now,
the number of days of strike you can go on. If that is the measure of power, you are the most powerful. Transport operator.
true, sir. So I'm not defending lawyers, but the power of lawyers derives from their resident. So what? They are powerful.
So transport operator.
Wherever you want. Yes, it's possible. And auditors, you go and ask the number of fees, advance the date of audit. This is a huge cost account. Everything else is different.
So, digital high-tech cameras have been targeted. Now the tax rate has increased from virtually 0 to 10%. And import of large cars imported as completely built unit will be taxed at a higher rate from 60 to 75. So, domestic industry should be happy. So, the import of such big cars will be a little costlier than before. And I don't know why they are targeting bicycles. See the tax rate. It has gone up from 10% to 30% on imported bicycles and even on the parts also. So maybe they want to target China. That is because you don't get such bicycles in India, sir. And they have given some reliefs also, so you can have a good look at it. Full exemption from basic customs on steam coal. So the cost of coal is rising both for generators and users. So on steam coal, the basic customs is off and CVD is reduced from 5 to 1%. And it's good news for Reliance. LNG and natural gas imported for use in power generation is completely exempt from customs. So, according to calculations, Reliance is the biggest winner because they use much more than, because they have gas generating fields of their own. And of course, now nuclear power is catching up and uranium concentrates containing both isotopes are also fully exempt. And full customs exemption for road construction projects have also been given, provided these projects have been awarded by metropolitan authorities, not others. And full exemption from customs, basic customs duty for coal mining project equipment and for tunnel excavation you can see. And the aviation sector has received some minor reliefs. So what they want is much more. They want thousands of crores of bank dues to be withheld or written off. So the duty concessions are neither here nor there, but there are some, they can bring in tires without customs duty as well as for parts are also, and for railway safety machines, yes, customs has been reduced, but will Mamata order railway safety equipment is a big question. And of course, for wind electricity generators, raw material imported for the manufacture of certain parts of rotor blades have also been exempted. This is the last item. All other items have been exempted over the last 2-3 years. So parts of rotor blade imported for use in these wind electricity generators have been exempted. And capital goods for setting up and for substantial expansion of iron ore. See the words, substantial expansion of iron ore. This is likely to cause litigation. What is substantial expansion? That may again become a subject for lawyers and the court. Okay. Is it the size of your machinery or the value of your machinery or the volume of your additional production? So that is going to be the new tug of war between customs and importers. And of course, on the legislative changes, they are introducing electronic payment soon for importers. And last year, you know very well, self-assessment, customs are the last bastion to fall in the revenue administration. Self-assessment has been introduced. You just don't know how much of a facility it is. According to one study for a chamber, I'll give you the report if you want. The amount of money, transaction cost within inverted commas saved for the Indian industry is 7,000 crores as a result of introduction of self-assessment in customs. Now earlier, when you had to make the customs duty payment, any importers in this class, any CHA, you will understand. You have to get the signature of the customs appraising official. Bank will not accept the TR6 challan without the officer's signature. Not the case with central excise and service tax. They have been liberalized long ago, but customs was never liberalized. So that is there a lot of problem cropped up. If you managed to avoid them, but you could not avoid them at the last mile. This is the last mile trouble. Now it has been made good with the self-assessment. Now they introduced post-audit. So after self-assessment, the next natural thing was liberalization of payment. Now electronic mode is going to be accepted very soon for customs also. And on the legislative changes, it has been made in tune with the Central Excise Act. Now Customs Act offences involving a punishment of more than 3 years are cognizable and non-bailable. So persons arrested will have to spend more days in jail, or they have to satisfy the officers and avoid the whole thing right from the very beginning. The choice is stark and very clear. Okay, sir. Any questions?
Any specific interaction?
Yeah.
Actually, roadmap of earlier reduction.
I agree with you, sir. Earlier it was at 14%, and before that it was 16%. I was always curious about this 16%. I once asked a board member during a seminar, why it is 16%? Why not 15? Why not 20? Why not 10? He said, in India, the traditional tax rate over thousands of years has been 1/6. Kings used to levy only 1/6. You can see it in Arthashastra. Kaudilya says, when the king said, this 1/6 is insufficient for me, you tell me some other ways to tax additionally. He said, if you want to have more than 1/6, you ask the citizens to expand their production, or you reduce your expenditure. Those were the things. So now governments do not rely on an increase in economic activity for their increased taxation. They want to multiply their taxes. They don't want to multiply investment and consumption.
He was the only character.
Yeah, and on answering your question, sir, yes, it was 14% because of the recession was brought.